Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Ameriglo night sights. I have these on almost all of my polymer 80s. I got them on my factory Glocks. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, so there's the absolute co-witness there. Okay, you can see how that lines up. And normally when I shoot it, I held it a little bit higher, so I shoot it like that. The next time I'm buying sights, I think I want to get the front sight with a medium height. So it, because right now that's basically the way this lines up. That front sight has to go on the target. So if I was shooting those targets over there and I wanted an absolute co-witness, the front sight is pretty much covering the target, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be under the target. So typically when I'm shooting it more like that. So I lift up or I tip down the back end a little bit. That's what I'm usually seeing when I'm shooting. It works great. Having the iron sights is very useful though. I give you one very recent example. I was out in the woods shooting, and I was actually climbing on top of the berms, shooting downwards, and I was in a situation where I was actually using a rope to lower myself. And what I did is, as I was lowering myself, I had the rifle on the back, and I saw the target I wanted to hit. So I went to my pistol, pulled it out while holding on to rope here, and I went to take my shot. And what happened is I couldn't see my reticle, right? And the reason is because I had been shooting the gun the night before, and because I was shooting at night, I had actually powered down the sights a little bit. Normally, I keep my my reticle at sunny day brightness. So at night, if I'm shooting like a man-sized target, like that, let's say that 2 by, that target's 2 feet tall by 1 foot wide, I can hit that at night, even with daylight brightness, and I can still see the target. But if I try to shoot, let's say the smaller 6-inch targets, if I have it at daylight brightness, it overwhelms the target. I can't see it. So for shooting those targets, I had to power it down. So going back to what I was saying, I was hanging on a rope. I pulled out my pistol, went to shoot the target, and because the night before I had powered down my reticle, there was no reticle there. Basically I couldn't see it in the daytime because I had it at a nighttime setting. So I immediately went to my iron sights and I was able to hit the target. Okay, so that's a realistic type of situation where you might need to use your iron sights. It might be that the last time you were shooting it in the evening, and you forgot to readjust for sunny day brightness, and basically you're not going to see a reticle. Now you might say, why not keep it on auto brightness? Well, the fact is, when I was shooting it, I was using this gun. This is the actual gun where I had that experience with, and the Holosun 507K does not have solar power auto adjust, so I have to pretty much set it to where I need it. So, but that was a situation where I had to go to my iron sights because one hand was busy holding a rope while the other hand was trying to shoot. And I wanted to hit my target, so I just went to the iron sight. So that's why you need iron sights, aside from the battery dying and those kind of things. But going back to Ameriglo, I have found these to be really good sights. I did a review on the night fishing Costa sights. Very good sights. They're basically about twice as expensive. So, I bought them. I tried them out. Great, but for the most part, going forward, I'm basically buying more of these Ameriglos because they're just as good. They work. Now, here's the thing. When I was buying these Ameriglos, I was buying them from eBay. I was buying them from Amazon, and usually they don't give you choices as far as the height of the sights. They just call them suppressor height sights or tall sights. They don't. In most cases, I think Amazon sometimes gives you the actual height. In most cases, they don't. I didn't even realize that was an option, so I was just buying whatever they had. And what I was finding is that on some of my pistols, right, the front sight was a little bit too tall, for my setup, and I thought that was odd, because why is it on some pistols it's working out great, on other pistols it's not? And then I realized that, hey, when you buy these sights, they don't all come at the same height. There's different options out there. What I came to realize after talking to Ameriglo is that the ones that I was getting from eBay were an older series that worked just fine. It's just that they don't tell you on the side what the height is. The newer ones, from what they tell me, they do. So what I did is when I realized that some of the sights that I had were just too tall, and when I was shooting them, basically I was shooting low because front sight was so high that it was forcing me to point the gun down a little bit. What I did is I called up Ameriglo, and I asked them, how can we fix this? Do they offer either a shorter front sight or a taller rear sight? And they said, yeah, they offer all sorts of, they offer both. I can change it either way. So what I decided is, since I already had tritium in the front, and the tritium front sight is more expensive than the blank rear sight, what I did is I ordered some additional blank rear sights that were a little bit taller, and I put them into the guns, and now I get that perfect co-witness. So now, one of the things I want to tell you guys, I want to show you guys, is how to figure out what the right size is, especially if you already got a pair of these sights and the alignment isn't right for you. How do you figure it out? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the phone number to Ameriglo. It's 470-223-4167. Here, let me hold it up here. That's Ameriglo's phone number, 470-223-4163. All right. Call them up, get their catalog, because I didn't even realize that they have so many options. I mean, these guys have pages and pages and pages of different sights at different heights. So definitely call them up, get this catalog. It'll be useful for when you want to order sights from them. The other thing I realized is, going forward, I don't want to buy these sights from eBay or Amazon. I want to call them up and basically talk to them and figure out what sights I want to get. And basically I want to tell them is, hey, I got a Glock, Palm 80 Glock 17. I got a Holosun 507C or 507 ACSS, and I'm looking for an absolute co-witness or a lower 1/3 co-witness. Talk to them, and then they'll kind of tell you, to help you figure out what the right sight, or what the right sights are. Okay. Now, if you're calling them up, if you got a situation like I had, where the front sight was a little bit too tall, and you kind of needed some way of matching that up, I'm going to show you a technique that I use. So what you need is a pair of calipers like this, right? If you do any reloading or anything like that, you're going to have them. If you don't, go buy them. They're like $10 or $12. I think $15 the most. Walmart has them. I've seen them at Walmart. I've seen them in other stores. So get yourself a pair of calipers, or basically just go on Amazon and order these. They're not expensive, but this is going to be a very useful tool. So for measuring the height of the sights, the part of these calipers, because there's three ways to measure with these calipers, right? You can measure inside here, right? You can measure here, right? So let's say you want to measure how wide something is, right? You can basically, you can measure here like that, right, inside. But there's also this end over here, and this is the end that we're going to use, to measure the height of the sights. And the way we're going to do that, right, is you're going to, let's say I got my front sight here. I'm going to take this over here. I'm going to put that flush with the sight, and then I'm going to lower it until it touches, right? See how I'm going to lower it until it touches, right? And then that's going to give me that height. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here, right? And then it's telling me that this is about 2.11415, somewhere in between there. Okay, so no, actually no, it's more 3.14, 3.15. Okay, 3.14, 3.15. So now when you're calling these guys up to talk to them about what you have, you've got some way of actually telling them what you have, the height of the sights of what you have versus where you want to go. And you can do the same thing with the rear, right? Just put it flush there, right? And then on the back over here, when I put it flush over here, I have, what do I got there? Looks like I got 3.79. Okay, so basically, what once you give these guys these numbers, and you can tell them, hey, listen, this is what my front sight is, that's what my rear sight is. I want to go a little bit shorter in the front or a little bit taller in the back. If you need to go the opposite direction, however you need to go. Now you have a way of communicating with them and having them help you figure out what the correct sights for you are going to be. So that's how I was able to get the right sights. If you get a bunch of them, they'll give you a discount over the phone, because I needed like 4 of them, so they gave me like a 20% discount. Because they had also been mismatched. So that's another thing you can do. Now, something important for you guys to know: when you place your order, okay, the order is going to show up as Trigicon on your credit card. Okay, so because what happened is I saw there was a charge from Trigicon, and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't order anything from Trigicon. I think somebody stole my card. And then I suspected maybe it was them, so I called them up at this number. They're pretty good about picking up the phone. A lot of times these companies are really bad about picking up the phone. They give you, they run through the whole voicemail and electronic telephone tree. These guys were pretty good about picking up the phones. Both times I called them, somebody was there to pick up the phone and talk to me. And what I was able to figure out is that I guess they are either owned by Trigicon or they're a subsidiary, or I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is between the two of them. But if you make a purchase for Ameriglo sites, it's going to show up on your credit card as Trigicon. So be aware of that. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Like I said, I like these Ameriglo sites. I've tried the night fusions, which were great, no complaints, except they're twice as expensive. In fact, that's what I got right here on this gun over here. I got the night fusion on this, which is good. I mean, it's like I said, I shoot both these guns a lot. They work fine. So I think the Ameriglo sights are a great, cheaper option. That's just as good. I mean, I know sometimes people are like just as good is not good enough, but I really don't see that much of a difference between the two other than the price. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, drop a few comments below. Talk to you guys soon.